allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Sure, thank you. A quorum is present for City Council, Successor Agency, Housing Authority, Finance Authority, and Parking Authority.
Any person wishing to address City Council, successor may do so at this time. Hearing no public comment, item 1, CSA 1 and H1.
Move allow payment of the bills.
Madam Clerk,
City Council, Successor Agency, and Housing Authority members, Dodson.
aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Mayor Chairman Butts.
Aye. Madam Clerk, what's the next scheduled matter?
The next scheduled matter is a public hearing to consider a zoning code amendment 2017-02 to Chapter 12 of the Inglewood Municipal Code to modify private exterior balcony, deck, and patio regulations.
Has the notice of this hearing been given in the time, form, and manners required by law? And do you have the affidavit on file?
Notice has been given and affidavit is on file.
Have any communications been received on the matter?
No communications have been received.
Ms. City Manager, is there a staff report?
Staff report.
Welcome, Ms. Wilcox.
Mayor and council, we present to you today a modification to the city's balcony and open space requirements. Currently, our code requires 80 square feet of balcony or open space per residential unit in a multifamily development. And in terms of common open space, there's no specified square footage requirement. So what we are presenting is a modification to those open space residential requirements. Staff recently evaluated our open space requirements based on current development trends and on open space requirements in other cities nearby. What we found is that current residential market demands necessitate the provision of substantial common open space requirements or common open space amenities. Whereas in the past, when our open space requirements were established, the greatest focus was on private open space requirements and less focus on the common open space. In light of this shift in demand for common open space amenities, a modification to the Inglewood open space requirements is proposed. The proposed change would apply in just the TOD zones for now because that's where we're seeing the most residential development occur currently. The change would decrease the amount of private open space required from 80 square feet to 40, but it would increase the common open space requirement from an unspecified number currently to 85 square feet per unit. The Planning Commission recommended this amendment for approval on December 12th, and that concludes staff's presentation. I'm available for any questions you may have.
Are any members of the public present who wish to address the council on this matter? Public comment portion is now closed. Is there a motion?
I want to comment, Mayor?
Yes, Mr. Franklin.
Yes. I want to raise the issue of the proposal. I understand the 80 to 40 for the private open space, but I heard you say for the common open space, currently it's unspecified, and your recommendation was 85 square feet per unit. But I'm reading the staff report. It says units shall have a minimum of 125 square feet of common and or private open space. Just want to get concurrence.
Yes, that's, the 85 is assuming that 40 is the private open space. The balance would be 85.
Okay, thank you for clarity. Thank you, Mayor.
Like to make a motion, please?
Are you
Motion to
moving?
waive further
moving-
reading.
We need a motion to wait for.
One, two,
No, we need a motion to wait for the reading first.
I'll make a motion to waive further reading.
second.
Madam Clerk?
Council members Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Mayor Butts.
Okay, is there a motion
I
to affirm?
introduce the ordinance.
No, we need a
I'll
motion.
move number
Oh,
2, which
no,
is to
affirm.
affirm categorical exemption.
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Council members Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Mayor Buds.
I'll introduce.
Aye. And the councilman from District 1 introduces. Consent calendar items 2, 3, 4. It's 2, 3, and 4.
Move approval?
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Council members Dodson.
Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, oop. I need to pull number 4.
Yeah.
I'm pulling number 4. So 2 and 3, moving 2 and 3.
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Council members Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Mayor Buds.
Aye. Item 4.
Staff report recommending adoption of a resolution accepting the new Inglewood Senior Center project and authorize the issuance of a notice of substantial completion to Penner Construction Company.
Staff report?
No, I don't need a staff report. There's just one thing I want to ask. I understand there's a 25-page punch list of items that I understand are being addressed, but we are having an opening on Friday, and what I want to do is hold back the transfer of the approval of the change orders, the funding of $323,000. I don't want us to allow that payment until the building is complete.
What number is that on here, Mayor?
3.
That's number 3B.
3B. Okay. Contingent 2, or do you want it to come back?
Well, contingent to approval by staff of every item on the punch list being completed. Mr.
Yeah, could I interject real fast?
Yes.
Even though it adds money to the actual agreement, any change order would have to be approved by the city manager prior to being paid.
Okay, but how does that protect us from not having the punch list complete? Oh, okay, tell me about the retention payment.
Okay, we're also holding back 5% of the cost of the senior center, which has not been released until the final punch list items are completed.
How much is that equal to?
That would be about $1.3 million.
Okay, with that proviso, I move approval of the item.
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Council members Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Mayor Buds.
Aye. A1?
Thank you, Mayor. As to closed session number 1, we had a closed session regarding Geban, G-E-B-A-N, versus City of Inglewood, Los Angeles Superior Court case number BC 645131. As to that, there was a discussion held with the city council and direction given to staff.
Thank you. A2?
As to A2, there's no oral reports from the city attorney's office.
CC1?
No verbal reports, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. CT1, Madam City Treasurer?
Thank you, Mayor. Just like to give a brief report regarding bonds that have been purchased since November the 10th, 2012, and CDs purchased since September the 10th, 2014. The bonds are $38,733,839, and the average interest is 1.60, and the amount of CDs that have been purchased since September the 10th, 2014 is 7 million, and the average coupon is 2.06. And the combined total of both bonds and CDs is $45,733,839. That concludes my report, and just like to wish everyone a happy new year.
Thank you, Madam City Treasurer. We've already called toward a successor agency, and we've approved CSA 1 already.
Right.
So we'll go to CSA 2.
Thank you. Approval of the minutes for the successor agency meeting held on December 5th, 2017.
Move approval?
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Successor agency members Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Chairman Buds.
Aye. The Housing Authority has already been called to order, and the H1 has been approved. H2?
Approval of the minutes for the Housing Authority meeting held on December 5th, 2017.
Move approval?
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Housing Authority members Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Chairman Buds.
Aye. We'll adjourn the successor agency and the Housing Authority. The Finance Authority is already called to order. F1?
Approval of the minutes of the Finance Authority meeting held on December 5th, 2017.
Move approval.
Second. Madam Clerk?
Finance Authority members Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Chairman Buds.
Aye, we'll adjourn the Finance Authority. The Parking Authority's already been called to order. P1.
Approval of the minutes for the Parking Authority meeting held on December 5th, 2017.
Move approval.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
Parking Authority members, Dotson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Chairman Buds.
Aye, we'll adjourn the Parking Authority. Any persons wishing to address City Council on any matter connected to city business not elsewhere considered on the agenda may do so at this time. One minute.
Alonzo Parker Jr., Vietnam veteran, 67, also county subjector. For the last 5 years or so, I've been coming before you with the terrorist and treasonous act conducted by this country, who was brought before the International Criminal Court under the Obama administration as the third terrorist nation in the world. They've been trashing military, especially servicemen's records, especially blacks. As you know, recently, the African members have withdrawn from the International Criminal Court. So all they've been trying is black nations. Also, the Asiatic area over there is having a major conference within a few weeks, and they have specifically non-invited the United States. And that's all they can do. If they could, they would vote them out. But as the United States is one of the 5 country members, they can't be voted out, but they can be disinvited. They have said they're going to stick to their policy. They don't want to talk. But that's not it. They're putting their spin on it. What it is, they're not invited to be there. They don't want us there. You cannot make ethics or an act of treason into ethics. I don't care how high you are and how low you are, ladies and gentlemen. They all need to be
Mr.
done
Parker.
under-
Mr. Parker, we're at
made
time, sir. Thank you.
Confiscate everything they ever.
Thank you so much. Much appreciated.
Jim Vaughn out of the Second District. I just wanted to congratulate the Rams on their championship win this year, and looking forward to next year and Super Bowl in 2014, or 2024.
Go Rams.
Rams.
Go Rams.
Go Bama.
Oh, yeah. Roll Tide.
Sit down.
Mr. Bailey, have you been raiding the Men's Warehouse again?
I would just like to say to the council and everybody in the city of Inglewood, Happy New Year. May we have a great, safe, very productive year. May everyone be blessed, your families, and extended families as well. And may communication be our #1 goal in this city. I say these in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Thank you, Mr. Bailey.
My name is Jeanette Bush. I am a more than 25-year resident here in the city of Inglewood. Several years. I have called the office of tried to help, but we continue to have the same issue, and the biggest issue is around the holidays. We know ahead of time that there's going to be a delay, but for some reason, it's usually 2 to 3 days delay. Talking about this over and over again, but we don't seem to be able to get a resolution. And every year, Christmas and New Year's come. And the fact that they've been unable to figure out how to get this so that we're not sitting with trash for 2 to 3 days after the holiday is unfortunate. And especially considering we continue to get a statement, a notice every year in the month of November that they're going to increase their rates. So what I would like to know is there anything that can be done about the fact that we continue to get rate increases? We pay our bills on time, but we continue to have problems with trash
Actually, the rate
pickup.
increases are mandated by contract when the contract is set. So, no, we can't change those at this point.
I'm sorry?
No, the increases are on a schedule set by the contract that was voted on years ago. It's not negotiable.
Well, no, I know that. I know about the contract. I was here when you guys were looking for the different people to take over. But as I said, it is unfortunate
Yes,
that we
but
continue.
the service issue is the bigger one, and whose district are you in?
I think it's
Okay.
933 North Cedar Street. I said, as I said, I've spoken with the officer.
Matter of fact, I think you called me, or I spoke to you. Was this the bins that were behind that were overflowing, and didn't they come out that day and service the bins? Okay.
This is, as I said, this is regarding the holiday pickup.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you this.
I'll talk to you after the meeting.
Councilman Padilla will talk to you after the meeting. He's extraordinarily responsive. Okay, with that, we'll close public comment. Are there any council comments?
Yes, sir. This new year. Happy New Year, everybody. First of all, we have this wonderful new senior center that's going to be opening this Friday. If you do anything for yourself this year, make sure you're there at that opening. It's going to be this Friday at 2 o'clock. So don't miss that. Second of all, mark your date. Was February the 10th from 9 to 12. We'll have our shredding event. Now, I know you're going to have things that you need to get rid of, important papers. After you pay all this money for your taxes and everything, you want to get rid of all those checks and stuff. So come on by the ICOP Center, 2901 Massachusetts Boulevard, 9 to 12, and we will take care of that for you, free of charge. It's all on the city. All right. And I was privileged this past weekend to go with the mayor to Darby Park, to the Hunter Green Baseball Fest and Leadership Camp at Darby Park. Inglewood is growing up. I mean, this was one fantastic event. And the gentleman that put it on, he's signed by the Cincinnati Reds. And the guy is only 18 years old. He just finished high school. So he played his baseball at Rogers Park. That's also in Inglewood. So he felt, and his family felt, that they should give back to Inglewood. Now that's what I'm talking about. He's so proud of his city that he wanted to do his camp in his city. And I appreciate that. And the mayor also was there, and he gave a great speech. I wish you could have heard it because it's what we all need to hear here in Inglewood. So with that, everybody have a wonderful rest of this year and be blessed. We are blessed. We're living, and we're living in a time where Inglewood is really growing up. With that, have a great day.
Councilman Padilla, Councilman Dodson's left you 37 seconds.
Thank you. Anyway, first off, thanks everybody for coming out today to support and hear about what we're doing in Inglewood. You know, all good things, right? 2018 is going to be a beautiful year. We had a great 2017, and we're starting off with an exciting 2018 as you know, Friday's event, and then we have Monday's Martin Luther King's celebration, and our March, it's going to take us to the forum. So I'm looking forward to seeing everybody out there, and come out to the kickoff at Faithful Central so you can hear these young students from Inglewood School District when they do their speeches. That is always so dynamic when you hear these young men and women give the speech about Martin Luther King, and they do it from memory, which to me is always like, wow. So please come by and support that. Also, Mayor, I ask that you close in the memory of Gary Nelson. He's a longtime District 2 resident who passed away these 2 weeks ago while we were on our break. But Gary Nelson was a big part of what we're doing in the city of Inglewood. With that being said, enjoy the rest of your week and have a great day.
Thank you. Councilman Franklin, District 4.
Yes, I echo the same comments that others have said. Happy New Year. Be safe and healthy. As you know, with this rain that we just recently are currently having, not everyone is fortunate to be able to live in a shelter where it's dry and safe, including the mudslides that you've been hearing about recently and taking the lives of several. Mayor, also, I'd like to acknowledge that you closed the meeting in honor of a young lady named Ingrid Nugent, who passed away at the ripe age of a little over 90. As the council has appointed me to serve as the delegate for the South Bay City Council of Government, Ingrid Nugent was one of our volunteers for well over a decade providing service, but she's been called home. So keep that in mind if you in her prayers and the family's prayers, if you would please. Then finally, I want to acknowledge that District 4 will be having another town hall meeting this month on Wednesday, January 24th. It will be at the Hollywood Park Casino in the Breeders' Cup Room, and the theme is Living in the Midst of Change in the City of Inglewood. On that note, have a blessed day. Thank you.
Councilman Morales, District 3.
Just briefly, everything's pretty much been covered. Hope to see everybody out on the Martin Luther King Day and the senior citizen grand opening, which is long overdue. Just like to say it was a great year last year, and you know Inglewood is going to have another great year. So I look forward to it. That's it, Mayor.
Yeah, and also briefly, the baseball clinic and leadership clinic that Hunter Green put on at Darby Park. You know, I have to confess, I had never heard of him. They put that on my calendar, and I went. And the week before, I had run into Dave Winfield. He was outfielder for the New York Yankees. And when I ran into him, he said, "Well, Mayor, aren't you going to be at Hunter's thing next Sunday?" And I said, "Well, who's Hunter?" Right? And he said, "Well, just be there. You'll enjoy it." Well, it was a semi-private event because they didn't want too many people to come. Dave Winfield, Eric Davis of the Reds was there. You would have been so proud of the gymnasium. It was set up with chairs, probably 150 children, baseball, little leaguers. And this young man, you would have been so proud of. He was 18, 6'3", good looking, but so humble. You would never know that this 18-year-old had signed a $7.2 million signing bonus to play AA ball. And he's already made arrangements to get his education at UCLA after he finishes playing baseball. He was a wonderful example, he and his parents, for the children that were there. And it's just, they could have held this clinic anywhere, but they held it in Inglewood. So, we're really doing some things, you guys. We're really doing some things. The senior center, you will be amazed at. It is the most expensive structure we've ever built in the city after City Hall. The options that are available as far as recreation, arts and crafts, we even have office space so that if we have seniors that are having problems with their Social Security, we can bring the Social Security Administration representatives in for a week to provide services there in-house. This is just top-notch programming. The auditorium could hold 400 people with just chairs, 300 people if you had a dinner. We'll probably hold the State of the City there this year. The kitchen is industrial. It's, what, we just blowing up, you guys. So, big kudos to Gordon Anderson, city manager, Hargender, Sabrina Barnes, and everybody on the team for this. It's just something to be proud of. Just my hats are off. And I want to close the meeting in the name of Gary Nelson and Ingrid Nugent, and we're adjourned.